All right, you little SOBs. You're going to sit there and you're going to listen, as you always do. Thank you for being a subscriber to this channel.
A better you starts today.
If you're not a subscriber, you really are doing yourself a massive disservice. Make sure that you sign up now. And the reason that you are is because we're going to do something that we will very often be doing behind closed doors, away from the cheapskates that are just taking advantage of this channel and not helping contribute and grow to it. You should be ashamed of yourself. You think that you're not a selfish person. This is the most selfish thing ever. Not making me richer. Sign up to Jordan Shanks. The reason that you should be doing it, though, is because the more that we expand this channel, the more competent people that we are going to create. I think that it is the best investment that you could possibly make, not just for you, but on a societal level, but also, on top of that, for you. Come on! 3 extra of these videos a week. You're going to like this one. You are going to like this one. You will immediately see the benefit of doing this. And you are going to do it, aren't you? You're going to get out a pen. You're going to get out a paper. Just for all the broccoli hairs out there, that's what we had before a laptop, mate. Do you know that, though? I wouldn't be surprised if there are people out there being like, do you mean like the digital pen that I have? No! Well, yeah, maybe. You can use that. All right, fine. Dude, just get out something that you can do this with. Yep. And no, not your penis. Put that away. Something that can put out ink. Okay, that's, yeah. It comes like ink. It's invisible ink. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you got me on that. All right, get out your cock. Why not? Let me see it. Let me strike it. And then, after I've done sexually molesting you, and then after that, we are going to write down our vibe chart. That's what we're doing today. You excited? Do you know what that is? You probably don't, do you? Well, I'm glad, because that gives me a completely new video that you're going to sit there and be like, wow, how does he know all this stuff? Oh, it's because I read. I'm like, you? Educate yourself. Now, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be writing out your day as 3 chunks. Morning, afternoon, night. Do it now. Write it down. Go on. Morning, afternoon, night. In morning, you are going to be subcategorizing it as wake up and waking up. Then, when it comes to your afternoon, you are going to be writing down mid-mood, and then you are going to be writing down end of work day. And then when it comes to night, you are going to be writing down my time, and then you're going to be writing winding down. Now, this is generally, just go back and rewind. I'm not going to go through it again. Go back and rewind what I said. This is generally the blocks that your mood is going to follow. So when you wake up first thing in the morning, what are your first thoughts? Because I thought this was hilarious. The other day I was asking my friend about it on the Up Late Friendly Geordie's podcast. That's right, I've got a podcast. You can go listen to it if you want. But you are a much better audience than they are. They're a bunch of pathetic, sad Redditors that find the idea of self-help abhorrent. And I'm glad, because I'm very glad that those losers aren't going anywhere in life. It fills me with joy knowing that they are permanently miserable. But anyway, he was on there, on the Up Late. And I was saying, Miss, what's your morning like? And then he said that his official morning is utter dread. Like, there's not even a word for it. He just wakes up being like, ah! Right? And then he goes out and he's like, and just douses himself with coffee, and then he's like, and then just basically sits there in a jittery stupor. A jittery, hellish stupor is probably a better way to describe it. And he goes through blindly trying to do tasks, falling around, flailing in his own demise. That's how he starts his morning. So that's his morning. Then his afternoon, he kind of goes, I guess it's not that bad, after he's had about lunch. So then he's starting to set in. He's starting to have a heavier feel to the rest of the day. And then after that, he sort of does some work somewhere around the afternoon somewhere. And then at nighttime, he goes out, and because he's a single man, fucks various women. So not bad. But that like, that's the vibe. That's the general vibe. What used to be my vibe when I woke up in the morning? I was like, I'll get them, little SOB. thinks you can mess with me. That's always, like, for years, I would wake up. The first thoughts that I would have would be absolute retribution. I would think about how to destroy someone else. Because that's what happens when you're focusing on politics all the time. You just become a very combative, nasty, bitter person. You do. Especially if you're involved in the political world. My God. Anyone that's able to circumnavigate that and traverse that, I am amazed that people can walk out of that feeling optimistic. Because I spend my life thinking about self-help. The reason that I kept this channel going throughout all of those years is basically to keep me sane. I think that you just become a very, very embittered, nasty person in the world of politics. Of course you do, because it's just so combative. So anyway, that's how I'd start it. Then after that, I'd kind of use that juice to start my day, being like, you son of a bitch. And then after about like midday, I'd start being like a little bit like, all the hate's out. All right, time to do my stand-up show for the year. La, 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 la. And then about late-ish afternoon, I'd start to feel sluggish, and that's when I'd move into doing working out for the day. Yeah. Then on a good day, if I wasn't just like, oh, I'll go on the internet, I'd start reading at nighttime. Now, why did that all happen? Because as I'm always saying, the first hour of your day is the golden hour. It sets up the rest of the day. The way that I would curtail myself out of the anger that started that, sometimes it'd just, the hate would consume me, and then I'd just start writing some hit piece, yeah? But I always think that it's better to be hateful towards the end of the day, because then you've at least got something to just push you through the afternoon, when you start naturally being more tired. In the beginning of the day, as I've said in numerous videos, you want to be excited. Now, how did I change that? Consciously asking myself, first thing in the morning, why I should be excited about the day. Consciously telling myself, why don't you just start practicing talking about what you're going to be talking about on the self-help channel? Start doing that when you're walking around so that you have pet yourself up. Because I started noticing that the more that I do these videos, the more excited I am after I do these videos, the more I want to start working. Why? Because I am looking forward to being the imaginative person that I could be, as opposed to who I am that day. So I want to be moving towards that, because I'm giving myself that energy and juice, which is why you should sign up to Jordan Shanks, because if you do, you will be getting somebody that will be energizing you, that will be forcing you to push. But the thing is, you'll enjoy being pushed. You will enjoy it, like you're going to enjoy this activity right now. That's why you need to sign up. But the thing is that we want you to write down the moods throughout the day that you are naturally in. What is your natural vibe? Because once you do that, you will understand, this is my life. This is why I'm going on this automated, now I do this. Now I feel pissed off, so I'm going to do this. Now I feel happy, so I'm going to go do this. Yay. Are you happy with that, though? Are you happy with this being the sequence of events? Because normally, what usually happens in the human mind, and as sad as it is, honestly, the biggest indicator of how successful you are going to be is always linked to how much of a gap there is between some impulse coming into your mind and then the action that you take. But the sad reality is, even if you're like a Buddhist monk, that's always just going to be like, dear madam, please don't leave your garbage out. Thank you. That's going to be the best, as opposed to convicts that'll just be like, That's it. That's really the difference. So you're always going to be dictated by your mood. However, in your moments of clarity, when you sit there and focus, you can start changing your moods. I want you to then do, and this is your second piece of homework, and this is why you need to sign up to Jordan Shanks, because I will be changing your life. We're going to start tweaking your life so you get better results out of it. You are going to write down next to it, what about my perfect day? There is going to be a day that you can remember where you got a lot of stuff done. What did that look like? What did that look like in comparison to your average day? Now, obviously part 3, and you would know this if you are signed up to Jordan Shanks, I'm always going to ask you to do this. Now, I want you to write down what actions you can take to move yourself more into that perfect day. Into what moods you are going to be in that day. Which vibes, how you get there. Honestly, when I did it, entire life changed. Of course it did, because your entire life is nothing but moods. Do you understand? Your life, when you really boil it down to, is just a series of emotions. And there is always going to be some prompting activities in your environment that are either going to improve your mood or decrease your mood. And the point is to start putting in more stimulants, start putting in more prompts that are going to make you have that perfect day on average more. What was the difference between those two? What activities, what actions sparked you into that day as opposed to having your average day? Go do it. You won't regret it.